All right. Lights, cameras, action. Your boy is in Toronto now. It's been like 3 weeks since I last recorded. Or actually, maybe even more. But, by the way, I don't know why. It might seem like I have no energy when I record these, but it's just literally because I'm not editing it. And I'm not like, I know this is all going to be in one take. And I just woke up. So, I just want to make it as raw as possible, just to see the progression. Like, what if my natural energy goes up since let's assume in a year or so, if I keep doing this, and natural energy just is naturally just going up, then I want to see that, So that's why I just want to talk normally and not try to do anything. So, basically, it's been 4 weeks, let's say, since that last recording, and living in Toronto has become a little bit interesting because I'm actually realizing a few things. The thing I realized that I actually did not realize before was that there are so many things, so many systems. There's you wouldn't even call them systems. There's just so many things that you must do on a daily basis just to maintain your day that you don't even realize. So I have just a list of them on my computer that I wrote down, but I never thought about washing my dishes, taking out the garbage or the recycling or the compost. I never thought about when to do my laundry, when to fold my clothes, when to dry my clothes. I never thought about organizing my room, about where, when I have a bunch of clothes on my floor, where to put them. Bro, I'll be honest with you, my parents would literally do all of this shit because I don't know, I just would go to school, come back, and it would all be clean, every week or so. Obviously, I would clean things here and there, but there's no 100% responsibility that I have to think about. So even my bed, that's another thing that I finally thought about. Food was a huge aspect, which I'll get into a little bit later. But food was a huge aspect of living here and just settling in, because that's the imminent maintenance that you have to take care of. So for example, you could let your garbage overflow. You see this garbage is not that bad right now, and it's only been 1.5 weeks, but you cannot let your body go 1.5 weeks without food. You can let your clothes get dirty for 1.5 weeks. You can't go 1.5 weeks without food. And quickly you realize that the moment you don't have food, you start spending a lot on outside food. And that just, it just hits so quick, and you're just shit. And then the issue also is that you want to have a good meal plan, but you also want a cheap meal plan. But at the same time, having a cheap meal plan is also going to incorporate unhealthy ingredients in that meal plan. So I basically had to struggle for a whole week for just trying to establish a proper meal plan and also a cheap one. And initially going into this, I literally thought that I was going to pay $400 per month just on the meal. But I actually got to a point where I did enough research, I compiled a good enough list of things to eat, and I'll be paying $95 per month. 3,000 calories, 500 grams of carbs, 60 grams of fat, and at least 140 grams of protein, this is insane for that level every single day. It mainly just consists of rice and beans, peanut butter jelly sandwiches, tuna sandwiches, and oatmeal. Now, that's another whole other thing. So you would think meal prepping is another thing that you have to learn, but then on top of meal prepping, you have to learn how to make every single one of those things that I just mentioned. You have to learn how to make rice. You have to know where the hell to do that, where the hell to even get the rice, grocery shopping. All this was completely new to me. A bunch of different maintenance systems that we basically have going on in our lives all the time. And food is the number one that I realized. And honestly, it has not stopped. I still have to figure out all these things that I have to be doing. And honestly, the biggest challenge right now is just trying to make everything automated. because that's like what would lead to me being much more comfortable here. Because like right now I'm just putting out a bunch of different fires that are happening. Like all of a sudden I'm hungry, then I go hunt, and I go eat. All of a sudden I need to like clean the floor, or take out my laundry, or take out the garbage. Then it happens. And sometimes it might not be in a favorable time to actually take out the garbage, but you have to, and that leads you to suffer. You know what I'm trying to say? So I just want to systematize everything. That's the number one insight that I got while moving here. Systematize every single thing that's happening in your life. Whenever you have anything to manage, if you really think about it, this is literally what I thought about. Anything we have to manage or keep track of, or anything we can possibly measure, we can improve. So even just looking at, like, I bought toilet paper the other day, and I was wondering why the toilet paper was going out so fast. Because, like, bro, I never thought about toilet paper in my life. It was always endless supply to me, right? And I actually, for the first time, thought of measuring how much toilet paper I use every time I go to the washroom, which is like absolutely insane, right? Like, you would never think anyone would do this, but I literally just thought about that. And I think it's a very, very practical thing to do. So I sort of started looking at myself and my life as almost like a company, a very disorganized company that doesn't measure many things except its time and sleep and heart rate, and that, which is good, way better than most people. Doesn't measure many things, completely disorganized, and just lacks policy. It lacks like a system, a standard operating procedure for everything that it's doing. And I'm just like, why don't we just incorporate all the things we're freaking doing for companies into our own lives? And that's like the thing that's like just been on my mind all the time. And I've just been thinking about that. And I started this document called Essential System for Living. An Essential System for Living in Toronto. And I basically listed all of them. I can literally go and find all of them and literally read all of them out. Let me see if I can find it. Because not only, you have to remember, there's not only maintenance systems. There's like I'm talking about maintenance systems that are physical. So like the maintenance systems is everything I just mentioned. Like your meal plan, your eating schedule, washing your dishes, meal storage, you're like cleaning the room, bathroom, kitchen, all that, the floors. Not only just the chores, checking on your mailbox, grocery shopping, all that stuff. There's also the whole aspect of hygiene as well that you have to consider. Like, when are you gonna take a shower? How often are you gonna wash your beard? How often are you gonna apply skin on your face? How often are you gonna take care of your teeth, your ears, everything, your nose? You see, like, this is the type of things that I've been thinking about, because this has all got to do with maintenance, right? Instead of maintenance of your life, you're going on to the maintenance of the individual. So now from the individual, now I've gone a little bit, I'm trying to basically systematize from the individual to the outside of the individual, where like I'm just doing common processes like that type of maintenance, and then going one step out from that level as well, which is pretty much doing a system for the habits that I want to incorporate. So I'll give you an example of that. I want to be able to, for example, have an automatic system where there comes a day where I automatically go and calculate how much money I have, or automatically see what my email, like check my emails, or I automatically see, like, one of the things I automatically systematize, which, as you probably, I haven't described it to you guys, but one thing I already do is reports. Like, I have weekly reports that I do, and that's a perfect example of me adding a systematic system to my life. So that's pretty much one of the biggest projects that I've been taking on, and it's been very, very overwhelming, to be honest, because like there's like over 30 things that I had to like consider. And since I live with roommates, I live with like 5 other roommates, and we share 2 bathrooms. So there's 2 bathrooms. Think about it like this. Think of this house like this. There's 2 main components of this house. There's 3 rooms here, 3 rooms here. Each of them share 1 bathroom, and we share the living room commonly, and we share the kitchen as well, like those sections, those two sections. And I basically had to adjust to basically cooperating with everybody, but mainly these three people that I'm with, or these two people that I'm with, like the washroom and like how clean the washroom is, or the hallways, or the kitchen, stuff like that. So like this is all stuff that I had to consider, never considered before. You know, becomes problems that you never would have thought there were problems before. But the moment you get these established, then you can start building. I feel like a lot of the things that I just said are lacking context, but I'll try to give as much context as possible. I'll try to put as much effort as I can to give as much context as I'm saying this. So that's one of the projects that I've been doing. Other than that, school has been completely like normal. Honestly, like if I'm gonna be honest with you, I completely stopped putting an effort with school. In the sense of studying, like I just don't study that much anymore. Like I study like a few hours before the test and I just do it. And the reason why that is because I literally just don't find the value in my GPA being as high, like any higher than it already is. Like it's perfect. It's above a 3. It's all that matters. And no matter what I get this semester, it's not gonna fall below a 3. Because I know like I'll still try hard enough to get 70s, and 70s isn't bad to me. So that's pretty much what I'm doing. I'm just not focusing that much in school. And while I'm not focusing on school, I'm more focused on stuff like this. I spend a lot of time while I'm working just like lying down on my bed, just like recovering because I get so overwhelmed. This is actually the main reason why I wanted to make this video. Because aside from school, there is a portion of school, like my projects that we're doing, that's very, very relevant to what I'm going to be doing later on. So let me explain something. I think I mentioned that I tutor, right? I used to tutor very, very consistently last year, and I made a shitload of money off of it, like a lot. And it was so easy that I can literally just go, one day, okay, work for, let's say, 5 hours, 6 hours, and I make as much as someone did in half their week paycheck. And that was like how comfortable I was. Just I could only work once every single day or every single week and just make that much money. And I'm also going to school at the same time. Like it was so comfortable. This was literally me right before I made my first video, which maybe you've seen. So what I decided was, as I'm pretty sure I mentioned, was I'm done. No more tutoring. And I think I probably mentioned last video that maybe I'll tutor in Toronto. But the moment I got here, I was like, yo, there's no way I'm tutoring. Like, I'm just gonna say it right now. There is no way I'm tutoring anymore. Like, you would have to put me in a very, very bad situation for me to go back to that. And like, I'm not even kidding. I would rather lose all of my money that I've saved up, and after I've lost all my money, then go back to tutoring, than get scared that I'm gonna not make it here and go back to tutoring. That's like, I'd rather just, die on my shield. Like, I think I mentioned in the first video that I'm gonna probably tutor at a university here. Fuck that. I'm not gonna tutor anymore. Tutoring is done. Because I mainly realized that tutoring is the thing that's making me comfortable, like mainly tutoring. So I just want to get rid of that and just put myself into an extremely uncertain position. Because all I've ever known for the last 4 years is tutoring. I've never worked at a single job before that. And the last time I worked at a job before that was in grade 9. And I was working at Kumon. So I haven't worked at a proper job, as you see. So basically, it's just forcing me to just find a fucking way to survive right now. And my plan, there is no plan, because that's literally what I told myself. I was like, I'm gonna come here with no plan and then plan it for when I get there. And in the last 4 weeks, it's been pretty insane, because I'll be honest with you, I literally do not know what the fuck I'm gonna do. And it's fucking with me here. Like, it's really messing me up. I had plans of doing a few different things. I had plans of possibly working at a job, basically just going and just finding a random job that pays way less than tutoring, but just getting established here, right? But then I was like, you know what, like, I could do way better than that. Like, you know what I mean? There's no point of just getting a job and then knowing that you're getting paid like 3 times less, and it's most likely probably a job that you don't even like. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, it doesn't make sense. The second thing is getting a better job, like actually applying for internships. So basically getting a normal job was easy. The second option was to actually put some effort and actually get a proper job, something that pays over like 20 something an hour or something like that, and it just gives me experience. So I could have done this. I can still do this, and it's something I don't want to do though, because I feel like I'll be stuck in that job. This is like my main reason why I want to do a job right now, which is I literally moved to make myself creative. The moment I work at a job, that creativity's gone. Now I know how to support myself. It's over. You know what I'm trying to say? If I find a way to become creative and find a way to support myself outside of working at a job, that's better. So obviously the backup is to work at a job. That's the backup. But it's very, very, like, I just do not want to do it, because you have to remember also that I'm going to school and I'm not going to be able to work full time. And there's no good job that's ever going to just take me part time. It doesn't make any sense. So I have to literally work. So literally within the next month, I have to apply. If I don't apply, it's not going to happen, because I'm not going to be able to secure a 4-month job, because I have school starting this September. And also, now that I think about it, I'm going to be doing summer school. So that's not even an option. I have no option. I just realized that, to work at a job. So that's completely out the window. I just realized. So the third option was to do my own thing. And these were the things that I was thinking about. I was thinking of actually becoming some type of engineering / data science consultant. And the reason why I wanted to do this is because I have knowledge on data science that I know is very, very useful. I have knowledge on operations and optimization that I know is very, very useful. All these foundations that I'm trying to basically set in my life, these tools that I've made myself, which I have not even described, all of these are pretty much going to help me become very, very efficient. And just by learning how to do all those stuff, it's just going to allow me to, like, basically what I'm trying to say is this. I'm taking myself on as a project at the moment. I'm going to make myself the most well-oiled machine in the world, right? Once I do that, then I'm going to proceed to helping other people do the same exact thing with their business or with themselves, whatever it is. And that's pretty much what it is. Like, I'm just going to help people do that. The reason why I'm scared shitless right now is because the nature of my business is not quick. It's almost like selling a house. It doesn't take 2 weeks to sell a house. It takes 1, 2, 3, 4 months, maybe even 6 months to sell a house. And that's most likely what's going to happen here. Because if I'm mainly focused on data analytics, operations, and trying to do optimization of a business, like their facility, ergonomics, whatever it is, that is going to take a long time, because not only do I have to, because right now I have no experience whatsoever, so I have to spend the first few months just literally helping all these companies and giving free proposals to all of them just to gain experience. And by the time that I actually land a proper client, by the time I get paid, I literally do not know if I'll run out of money by that time, which is the craziest fucking thing. And that's the thing that's fucking with me right here. This morning, like, I don't seem like I used to be 10 times more stressed earlier this morning. I just woke up. I'm just like proper. Like I'm pretty like cheery right now. But before, oh man, like I was literally messed up. Just writing shit down. I was like thinking about like how I'm like, yo, I don't like at the time of this recording, this whole coronavirus bullshit is spreading like fucking wildfire. Um, there's been over like 50 people that have been infected in Canada, and 12 have died, or 6 have died. Yeah, 12, I think 6 have died, something like that. In the U.S., it's been even more crazy. I think like I think 12 have died. I think 12 have died in the U.S., but 5 have died in like Canada or something like that. It's like insane, and I clearly like see the effects of it. I look at basketball games, and there's no one sitting in the seats. I go to I go to the travel. Sorry, I go to the Google Flights because we're looking at traveling for one of my cousin's birthdays, and the prices of tickets have just gone down like crazy. Like they've gone from 700 to like 400, 300. Like I'm seeing these effects, and it's literally fucking with me. And I'm like, yo, there's probably no way in which I'll be able to find a way here, because not only is this virus gonna fuck up my potential for business, but also Toronto's competitive as fuck. And that's the craziest part. That's the part that's fucking with me, because I'm like, not only is the coronavirus going to possibly potentially destroy the economy, that it's competitive. Also, I'm going to school this summer and September. I only have 2 months with no school. Okay, that's crazy already. Which like it just hinders my ability, and then finally, I have no experience. I don't have that expertise that I'm willing to do, and I have no time. I'm gonna run out of money, and that's where I'm just like, I don't know what the fuck is gonna happen. Like I'm just so scared. I'm just so scared. I don't know what the hell's gonna happen. And this is why it's a perfect time to record this, because I'm feeling so uncomfortable. It's like I can't even explain to you how uncomfortable this feels. Every day I wake up like, yo, I gotta get my shit moving, like, or else I'm fucked. I tell myself every day I'm fucked. Just imagine how crazy it would be if I actually found a way through all this, and I actually focused all of my energy and just spent the next few months just like grinding my fucking ass off and just killing it. I can only imagine how crazy that would be. But yeah, my goal is, right now currently I am, for my school project, I'm currently working on the ergonomics and facility layout of Longos, which is pretty cool. My monitor's just turned off, which means it's been over 15 minutes of me recording, which is pretty insane. Or even longer than that, 20 minutes, because I started touching this in the middle of it. I'm currently working with Longos, helping their ergonomics and their facility layout, which is pretty interesting because that pretty much is our first prospect. And I'm thinking of just doing a bunch more work for free and just like really killing it these next few months. Possibly going to the head office and just talking to the Longos team and just trying to establish some type of experience. You see what I'm trying to say? Then my goal is, I literally wrote this down, and then my goal is to literally get to a level where I'm literally doing this. Okay, watch. This is my expertise, and this is the amount that people know about me, my marketing, you could say. I want to just, at the same time that I'm building expertise and just really, really scaling up and just making sure that I'm literally at that level of just knowing every single thing inside out about what I'm doing, also literally being able to approach companies literally like every single day. I want to be able to email like a company every day. I want to approach like 5 companies a week. I want to be able to like constantly advertise. I just want to put my all into this, create a brand, whatever. Just do something to finally make this work, because there is no other option. This is literally what I'm thinking. Literally just imagine, for example, you waking up and you have like a class at 8 a.m. and you're just trying to think about what's it called, like how you could probably sleep in and snooze a little bit, right? And sometimes when it's not an important class, you're just like, whatever, like I'll just sleep a little more, I'll go to class late, right? I literally sometimes wake up in class, or sometimes wake up and I'm like, yo, we have an 8 a.m. This is a fucking exam. There's no way in which you can sleep. And it fucking gives me that jolt. And this is exactly the type of feeling that I'm feeling right now. I'm like, there is no excuse. There is no possible fucking lie I can tell myself to make myself think everything's okay right now. There isn't. It's not okay. I have to fucking find a way, or else I'm fucked. Like, straight up. I can't get distracted with school, with friends, with girls, with any of that right now. Like, I have to just mentally understand, and mentally get more confident, mentally get more more knowledgeable. I've been talking with so many people that are more superior to me, that I've just been asking them for information about how to do all this. I've just been like constantly been on the go. This modular schedule thing that I have this schedule which is like really, really good at getting shit done. I'll explain all this if I have time later on, but it's really, really fucking good. I'm getting a lot of shit done, and I just want to see what the hell's gonna happen after a month. But this is pretty much the 1 month update. If you want to see my room, check this out. Look at this. That's pretty much my room, and that's the view. Wait, let me see. There we go. That's the view. This is me recording. There you go. I have this little tripod. This is all my clothes. This is my computers. You know what I mean? It's pretty good. So it's a nice cozy spot. I've been here most of the time, you know? So that's what I'm planning on doing. We'll see what happens.